Welcome back to the channel. So we've got another 2024 7 Series. This is new though. This is the plug-in hybrid variant of the 7 Series. So it's the 750E xDrive. So the E at the end of the letters, or numbers I should say, signifies a plug-in hybrid. So let's go over this one in particular. This one's a Black Sapphire metallic, the G70 chassis. So no surprise, it looks just like the i7. It's got standard M Sport package on it, so the gas-powered, in this case plug-in hybrid, has the M Sport package as standard. The i7 you can choose between M Sport and not M Sport. So, got our split headlights, which of course, take it or leave it, that's what it looks like now. And then we've got the very large grille. This one does have an illuminated kidney grille as standard on the vehicle. Again, hard to really see right now in the light, but we've shown it a few times already. And we got the parking assistance. You see that camera in the middle of the center of the grille there. So that means we have at least the premium package, because new for 24, parking assistance package is no longer a separate option. It's part of either premium or executive. Actually, I guess it's just premium, because you can add executive package to the premium package on the 7 Series. Weird, but that's what we got. So we also have the sensors there in the middle with driving assistance professional. Now, based upon, so this is new. So the 7 Series has 4 parallel lines around those cameras. In this case, this does have the driving assistance professional package. I think that's sort of like a must-have on this very large executive sedan. So again, it's 212 inches long. And I think the parking assistance package should be standard on the vehicle. But you still have to get the premium package. But it's not too expensive. We'll go over the pricing very shortly. So, on the side here are the standard 20-inch wheels. They are style 907Ms. See our charging port or charging door right there. So in terms of battery size, I can only find the gross battery size. So it's about 22 kilowatt hours. So not quite as large as the X550E, of which this is really based upon. Range, I think the EPA estimate is about 34 miles of full electric range. You still have gas power to get by. So combined output is the same as, roughly the same as the X5. So 489 horsepower, 516 torques combined. So it's powered by the B58, and we'll talk about that once we pop the hood. But out back, 750E badge in chrome. Again, exaggerated size of the 7, followed by the 50E in a much smaller font or font size. But lots of chrome on it, so classic 7 Series look, at least with the chrome. Here's that 3/4 view. Make our way to the side. I think the side profile on the 3/4 view is pretty decent. The front, of course, is going to be to taste. But it's a very, very large car. And this is an improvement over the previous generation plug-in hybrid 7, which was essentially useless. So 745E, I think the range was around 14 miles, give or take a little bit, which is ludicrous, but I think basically doubling, roughly, slightly more than doubling the electric range on the 750E that we have right in front of us is a marked improvement. Whether that makes sense, that's going to be up to you and your use cases, but an improvement for sure. So opening up, we have the Tartufo merino leather, which is a very classic combination with the black. A very rich brown, so powered everything. So the headrest right there, really good looking seats, nice quilting, very nice leather. And of course, no seat controls on the side anymore. There are rudimentary seat controls over here on the door card. Basically, crystal controls here. Only goes forward, upwards, up and down, as well as the backrest. Other refined stuff is going to be in the iDrive menu. I know it's really hard to see here, but maybe I'll close the door and talk about the rest of the sort of interaction bar right here. Then you got the M badge on the door sill. It still has the plastic prior to customer delivery. All right, so inside your standard M Sport steering wheel on the gas-powered 7 Series. Nice M badging here, flat bottom, shift pedals here. You also have a boost function when you're in electric mode. Cruise control buttons over here. Again, a lot of these settings are buried within iDrive. We got iDrive 8.5 Live Cockpit. Got a heads-up display. Very nice dashboard. Is this better integration than anything else? Maybe. But I don't think you've had true integration since the F10 5 Series, where it's buried into the console area. So iDrive 8.5, and then you got your interaction bar with controls for the glove box right there, as well as the fan vents open and close. So this one is an open. And the trim here is the Mirror Oak High Gloss trim. Now, plug-in hybrid stuff. So, again, this is my first time seeing it in person, although I spent a little bit of time going over it prior to filming on the way over here. So, release for the field door is right here on the interaction bar. I was looking for it. I was expecting it to be a button like this on the other plug-in hybrid somewhere on the door, but it is not. The other interesting thing, we'll talk about that very shortly. So, center console area, get your cup holders right here. Very nice, although in terms of depth, maybe not great. Decent, I'd probably say, for BMW. So, center console, you got crystal controls for the start-stop button, your drive selector nub, as well as the iDrive controller and the volume roller wheel. But in terms of drive modes, this is a plug-in hybrid. But if you went to My Modes, you will notice there isn't basically a electric mode or hybrid mode or battery hold. You have personal, sport, efficient, expressive. Oops. Go back to My Modes here. Take that back to sport. But there's nothing in there for electric. So what you have to do, crazily enough, is you go to the driving settings. Then you have a hotkey right here. So you press this button. And then all the electric stuff is going to be in the drivetrain and chassis. So you're going to have to create a shortcut to get to these things here. So you have electric driving, adaptive recuperation, battery hold, which is now labeled maintain battery charge. That's how you're going to get to the electric modes. It's a little bit on the confusing side given the way the other plug-in hybrids from BMW are operated, but this is a 7 Series. It's a different game. So charging-wise, you now have an increased limit, so 32 amps, meaning you can charge at 7.4 kilowatts, which is a marked improvement. So you're probably looking at about 3 hours of charging time on level 2. And level 1, you're probably looking around probably 22 to 25 hours, give or take a little bit. There wasn't a lot of information on that. All right, so let's talk pricing. So starting price of the 750E is $107,000. Paint and leather are included. Then Driving Assistance Pro package for $2,000. $1,750 for the premium package. And then somehow we got a credit for the NEMA adapter, but I don't know what that is because I looked at the trunk, same that you usually get, just weird. So you can get a little bit better view here. Basically everything else is included on the vehicle. We've got a turbo cord charger for $250, so that nets it out, but I think it's a flexible fast charger. We'll take a look at it in a moment. All told, MSRP of this particular example, $111,745. You can, of course, go quite nuts with the options on the 7 Series, but this one is on the moderate side, so maybe more towards the minimum side. So Driving Assistance Pro premium package, that's about it. You can add other things. It does come standard with the Bowers and Wilkins sound system, but it is not the upgraded Diamond surround sound system. Let's go ahead and take a look at the back seat. All right, so here's the back seat, Tartufo leather, and you got the Sky Lounge shade open. But this one does not have the LED effects. You'd have to, I think, get the exec package on that one. So you do have a little bit more of the trim back here on the center console, as well as on the head restraints. Knee room, leg room, nothing to complain about. And your controls for the climate zones are back here on either door. And of course, headroom not an issue in the back of the 7 Series. It is a premium executive sedan, of course. So room is not an issue, really. You can use our kick to open. So basically line yourself up. Nice kick underneath, but not too far and not too shallow. And that will open up the cargo area. So I think for a plug-in hybrid, this is a pretty decent sized cargo area. You can, of course, fold down. So you cannot fold down these rear seats. You do have a cargo pass-through area right there. But here's the charger, which looks to me just like the flexible fast charger. Not necessarily the turbo cord. Definitely looks the same. So I don't know what's going on there with that credit. There's no extra storage space beneath the cargo floor. But otherwise, a very large trunk. And a pretty decent sized gas tank. It's probably about 17.5, maybe a little bit more gallons. So pretty good sized fuel tank. And of course, 22 gross kilowatt hours of capacity for the battery. Probably looking around 19 net. So underneath the hood is the B58 inline 6. It's a different sort of tune on this one. So you're putting out about 313 horsepower and around 330 torques without the electric motor assistance. So again, combined output 489 horsepower, 516 torques. So very good combination. Of course, you will have to keep that battery charged. Unfortunately, this one was not charged prior to taking out, so I don't have the experience of driving around the electric or the combined hybrid mode. But that's it for a tour around the plug-in hybrid variant of the new 7 Series.